But next up here, Xbox chief Phil Spencer thanks Bobby Kotick for his, quote, invaluable contributions to the games industry as Kotick officially exits Activision Blizzard after 32 years. So it's official. In a farewell message to employees, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick has confirmed that he will be leaving the company. Kotick's future with Activision Blizzard came into question almost as soon as Microsoft announced its intention to acquire the company back in January of 2022. The decision appeared to be all but made after that deal was finally closed, as Kotick said Xbox boss Phil Spencer had asked him to stay on as CEO through the end of 2023, which isn't generally the sort of timeline you announce if you're expecting to stick around. But today's message makes it a done deal. This was the quote: "As my last day leading this company inches closer, I marvel at how far the talented people at our company have come toward realizing the great potential of games," Kotick wrote. "You have transformed a hobbyist form of entertainment into the world's most engaging medium. It has been the privilege of my lifetime to work alongside you as we broadened the appeal of games. Perhaps the most important part of my job has been to help bring talented people together, provide the best resources possible, and foster an environment that encourages inspiration, creativity, and unwavering commitment to excellence. Cannot adequately express the pride I have in the people who continue to contribute to our success and all those who have helped throughout my 32 years leading this company." Spencer paid tribute to Kotick in an internal memo shared by The Verge, saying Activision Blizzard, quote, has been an enduring pillar under Kotick's leadership. Whether it's Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Candy Crush Saga, or any number of other titles, his teams have created beloved franchises and entertained hundreds of millions of players for decades, Spencer wrote. "I'd like to thank Bobby for his invaluable contributions to the industry, his partnership in closing the Activision Blizzard acquisition, and his collaboration following the close, and I wish him and his family the very best in his next chapter." Kotick became involved with Activision in 1990 when he and a partner purchased a stake in the company, which had recently renamed itself to Mediagenic. He changed the name back and became CEO a few months later. His long tenure has seen the company's share price increase exponentially, but it's also been beset with controversy in more recent years. Activision was rocked by a 2021 lawsuit alleging widespread discrimination and sexual harassment at the company, which led to a shocking allegation against Kotick himself that he threatened to have an assistant killed. An Activision rep acknowledged that the threat was, quote, inappropriate, but also, quote, obviously hyperbolic, and that Kotick apologized for it shortly afterward. And that allegation was ultimately withdrawn in the company's recent $54 million settlement with the California Civil Rights Department, formerly the Department of Fair Employment and Housing. The settlement also noted the conclusion of Gilbert Casellas, a former chairman of the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, that an investigation determined, quote, there was no widespread harassment or reoccurring pattern or practice of gender harassment at the company. Activision Blizzard also set aside another $47 million to address accusations of gender discrimination in pay and promotions. Still, Kotick seemed determined to leave on an upbeat note. "Phil Spencer has appreciated the magic of ABK for decades," he wrote. "When he approached Brian and me 2 years ago and proposed acquiring the company, it was immediately obvious that the combination of our businesses would enable us to continue to lead as the list of capable, well-resourced competitors grew. Phil shares our values and recognizes our talent. He is passionate about our games and the people who make them. He has bold ambition. As we move on to our next exciting chapter, you could not be in better hands. I will always be profoundly grateful to the people who contributed tirelessly to building this company, and I'm confident you will keep inspiring joy and uniting people through the power of play." Kotick didn't specify exactly when he'll be leaving Activision Blizzard, but the fair assumption is that December the 31st will be his last day, although it might technically be December the 29th, as that's the last working day of the year. So one thing that I think is funny about this is, all this discrimination stuff was happening here. People have been coming out in droves on Twitter, putting their experiences and interactions with Bobby Kotick up. Um, and it's, if these things are real, I don't know if they're real or not. You know, it could be exaggerated. It could be anything. But like some of the interactions that this individual has had with people is, if it's true, is ridiculous. You know,
it sounds like a movie.
It really does.
Like the fact he threatened to kill his assistant.
Yeah.
Now the assistant was probably like, "Let's change it back." What was that name? Metabolic. What was it? And it's like he did the right thing because it was like, change it.
Yeah.
He changed the name back, and they were like, "You're the CEO. That was the best decision you ever made."
Yeah. Welcome back. You know,
dude, 32 years.
Yeah.
It's good that it moves on though. This dude's got a net worth like 600 million.
Yeah.
Like he's out of touch, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
He's threatening to kill people at work.
Yeah.
You know, he's the dude from Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. He's
running
not
a gaming company.
Yeah. Not falling into like social norms and all that kind of stuff. Like there seems to be a lot of that type of stuff that was happening. Yeah. But since Kotick set all this up, of course, part of this buyout was a very generous payday for him. Oh. So he's going to retire, right? Like he would be dumb to not retire, you know? So like we'll see, you know, this could be a great thing because from some of the reports that I've read, like, I mean, people were working ridiculous hours, you know, which this is what I'll say. My version of like bad working conditions and what people that work in an office every single day making video games consider bad working conditions are probably two very different things. You know, some of us have worked blue collar, you know, digging ditches while some of us
under ladders.
Yes, yeah,
this
right.
Person's like, I had to work 2 hours over my lunch break, and it's like, you did.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's all relative, right? It's all relative to like what you've done and your experience and all that good stuff. So, but hopefully they'll bring the right person in and they'll get someone good over the Activision Blizzard team. And who knows? Xbox may split that team. Activision may just be Activision. Blizzard may just be Blizzard. It may not be. Yeah, it may not be Activision. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. But hopefully they'll bring some good people in there that can really get in there and make some like incredible moves, because I wouldn't say Blizzard has stagnated, but they've very much kept the course. Like they've been, you know, they focus on WoW, you know, StarCraft 2 was released how long ago at this point, you know, like Blizzard doesn't release a lot of stuff, but they're like talking about possibly revamping some of these games, bringing some of these properties that were DOA back. Like StarCraft Ghost was supposed to be like a third-person shooter that was going to come out on the GameCube, and it never came out. And there's gameplay footage of it out there. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I like the concept of it too.
Yeah, exactly. So they may bring
being a ghost.
Yeah. So who knows? And then with Activision, I mean, we all know Activision. You know, let's run Call of Duty into the ground just as much as humanly possible. And let's
not give a shit about our customers at all.
Yeah. Let's just release the same game every year for the past 20 plus years. So I hope
he leaves behind a legacy.
Yeah, for better or worse. You know, I mean, he pushed that company, you know, into a direction. And it's been successful. So, you know, proof's in the pudding for that.
Dude, he's only 60. So when he was the CEO there, he was in his 30s. Like,
yeah,
that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Look at there. It's time to go, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can't drive that bus forever.
Yeah.
A new age of gaming, dog.
Nah, yeah. He out of touch, man. You got $600 million. You don't know what it's like.
No, to be me.
They can pay more. And that's been their thing. Like, oh, fuck that. We were going to release that as an expansion. No.
Yeah.
New game.
Yeah. Next year.
$70.
Yeah. 4-hour campaign. It's wild that happened.
Got it.
Yeah. That's wild that happened. You know,